Good evening. Welcome to the live Facebook. All right, like to welcome all of you. And those of you who are from our VSA member, I wish you a happy dinner, I suppose. Just those of you who just happened, or those of you who are first time, we also welcome you. And tonight is definitely this topic, which has been in my mind for the 1.5 years ever since Donald Trump came in and decided to run for the GOP Republican nominees. And definitely the week is coming closer and closer to the November 5th, which is the US time. It is next Tuesday. So which means it's not this Tuesday, one more Tuesday, and then following the next Tuesday will be the November 5th election. Now, as much as it is, I'm just going to give you the breakdown, what is likely to happen in the post-election. And of course, many of you who have followed me for many months or week, of those of you who are first time as well as our member, you will know I continue to be very bullish, even going beyond 2024 and 2025 for the reasons which I stated previously, but I will share with you them again. Now, looking into the post-election slump, there are a couple of things that we need to look at, and these are something I would want to cover them tonight. But before that, just want to make an announcement. Our company, Trade VSA, is the first Malaysian digital advisor license holder. That's right, we also been awarded MD as well as the Securities Commission for the regulated activity of investment advice when it comes to digital investment advice, which is what we are here. So I'm a licensed director in here, so I'll be protected in a way should any of the audience complain I have within this jurisdiction. All right, now let's talk about what would my agenda tonight talk about. Definitely one of them is the post-election, which is just 2 Tuesdays ago, and the night that you'll be watching would definitely be the Asian market, as soon as which is on Thursday. That's right, Thursday. That will be November 7. As soon as now do take note, the last election that they had in 2020, the result wasn't conclusive almost after 20 days. It was very narrow, despite certain certain cable news like CNN or Fox call up the winner. And I do think for tonight, unless we have a landslide on the night of the counting when the election is closed, then it is going to be very similar. Now, one thing have shown is that a lot of mail-in ballot has already been taken place, almost 17 million. Last round, I think the election was around 15 million, I think, because you got 8 million and 7.5 million people voted for Trump and 8.5 million people voted for, I think that would bring it to about that's 15, about 17 million. So you already have 70 million already, put in the mail-in ballot. So what is the rest of the country? All right. Of course, in US, there's a lot of surge of young voters in the US. This is also due to the influence by people like Taylor Swift, which encouraged many people to go up. And even just today, Eminem, rap singer who is based in Detroit, also came in and endorsed Kamala Harris, plus a few more celebrity which we are known, George Clooney, and so on and so forth. So the drive that is pushing people to come out to vote for Kamala Harris and teen votes has been very strong, which has led to seeing who is likely to win. Is it going to be Kamala Harris or Donald Trump? So that's the part now. Now, for those of you who join us, our audience in here, who do you think is likely to win in next Tuesday election? Give me your thoughts. Pencil your answer in there. Be great to look into it. And of course, some of the things I've talked here will definitely be related to it. And we also see some of the key factors which driving the stock market reaction for 2024 and even beyond it, and the trading strategy for navigating post-election volatility. I'll definitely give you my take of what's likely to happen in here, but also we're going to look at some Malaysian stock trade idea, as many of the listeners in here are still pretty much bound towards the Malaysian stock exchange in here. All right, let's get on to what we have. Now earlier on in the month of February, when Chinese New Year came, I've talked about the year of the dragon. All right, the year of the dragon has been very fundamental. As I said before, you wouldn't look at the calendar zodiac year since 1871. The year of the dragon has been one of the best performer with a win ratio of 75%. All right, so and a 12% return in here from the S&P 500. So that has been, a lot of stocks actually did pretty well with the exception of rabbit year. So of course many are going to ask me next year, what is next year for the audience? What is year 2025 Chinese zodiac? All right, can anyone tell me? It's going to be the year of snake. That's right, ula ula. All right, so the year of ula ula is snake. That will refer to a negative return. Would that be so? Right, well, yet to be seen. Remember, there is no signs in terms of the year of the zodiac, which controls pretty much of it. It's going to be a lot on the policies that will be set up by Kamala Harris should she become a president, or Donald Trump being the next president, 47th president, should he win on grounds that we may not seen before. Of course, there will be a lot of controversy. Keep in mind, let me just brief the guys over there, controversy going ahead into this. So on the night, I don't think I'll be doing any talk on the November 5th, November 6th, all right? There won't be any talk on November 6th. I'll be observing the market from a distance in here, so I don't want to comment too much. So tonight will be the part that I will comment. And of course, I also like to hear some of you guys, let me know what you think. Now, of course, the presidential election nominees for 2024 is between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Two very distinctive style in here. One, you could call it cognitive decline, as Donald Trump is approaching age 78 and Kamala Harris just turned 60. So in terms of fitness and also mental acuity, definitely the younger candidates, which is the Democrat and first woman president and mix from Southern India and black, will play a very different tune to the entire US audience in here. Now, US being very diversified, have Latino, and that's basically, you know, Mexicans, they call it Latinos. And then you also have the American Chinese, the Asian Chinese, right? Then you also have the blacks, you have the Haitian migrants. So it's a very big mix. And of course, also the white evangelical Christians. Then you also have the liberal and also the progressive. So it's a very mixed pot. Depending which state you look at, either you're looking at the Midwest, or you're looking at the East Coast, or you're looking at the West Coast, you have a different mixture of political amount in here, all right? So depending on the presidential, how they appeal to it, it will have a meaning to the whole thing. So of course, each Harris and Donald Trump are pitching their so-called economic policy on here. Now, you will not hear much on Donald Trump policy. These are more from their website, and you can see taxes, immigration, and border control, plus jobs, and also war are the three foreign policies, are the four main topic that will be talked about in here. Some of you may have seen the debate that has started between Kamala Harris and also Trump, and we can see Kamala Harris really triumph over Donald Trump in here and making a fool out of him with the statement like they're eating the dogs and the cat, which many of you may have heard it before. Now, if you look at the US presidential elections, going straight to it, this is a whole 260 days, right? So we are coming almost to 2 weeks right now here, right? 240 days into the election. So going to the election is definitely going to be choppy, but as soon as you get out, right, which you have about November, December, that's about 60 days, so which is 260, which is around here, right? So the market tend to be grippy here. Okay, let me just draw it. So we are somewhere around here, the 200 day. All right, I can also ask ChatGPT what day are we in, and this is where we are. But of course, you also seen that the Nasdaq has broken up new high, which we also look at it. We also seen the Dow Jones and also the S&P has made new high. So the next branch will be this after, okay, the election. So there you go. My little secret is out. So which means generally after the election we'll see a big move like we see in here, which is only about 1% gain. You look at it from 5 to 7, 1+% gain. So nothing to shout off, but definitely this is where we are looking at after the November 5th. This market is likely going to be surging up from here onwards. All right. Now, if you look in terms of the longer trend from 1927 to 1923, the incumbents, whoever the party, in this case, Democrat is the incumbent, you can see 1 month, 1 day after the market will drop, right? So expect the market to drop about 1%, which is usually between the tolerance level that we've seen, but 1 month later the market will recover. So there will be a lot of fund managers and also institutional investors placing the position based on which nominees win. If the Democrat were to win, there was certain backer for that, or institutional money, or even smart money, and the same also go for Donald Trump. So that's why you notice the market generally sort of taper off towards the election, because some people don't want to take position, and also the federal interest rate. Now they did talk about November they will be cutting rates, so I'm not too sure with this new president. Of course, if Kamala were to be the next 47th president, then likelihood US FOMC chairman Jerome Powell will still maintain the position, and we will still get our 25 basis point cut. But Donald Trump did put in and stated that if he becomes a president, he will ignore the inflation and start cutting rates to benefit many of the corporate as well as the billionaire. So you might see a different picture altogether. Now take note, usually when we have interest rate cut, we will likely to see stock market fly up higher. So either candidates, whether it is Kamala or Donald Trump, we will see this market surging upwards more than anything else. Now if you look back in terms of the average return, just comparing the average return over time, you can also see from here there are very little different, minus 1% over the average return. So just now we are talking about 6 or 7% return. So if they do go lower, it's just going to be around the 1% in here. 1 year later, I think that's going to be looking differently as the year of snake, which I'll share with you. Chinese zodiac tend to be a bit bearish, but again we will see what kind of policy that will be rolled out by President Harris in here. Include some of the tax cut for new family, new home buyer, and also I think there was some childcare in here. So part and parcel, it will be many challenges going ahead for the new president Kamala Harris, should she get elected in here. So of course I do want to ask the members in here some of the questions that you want to be asking. Either both sides, you will see a stronger US market in here, and if you're not in the US market, you should be. Alright, so let's look at the impact on the financial market. Definitely with the inflation, right, interest rate, which is one of their key driver of Kamala Harris, is to reduce the inflation. By reducing inflation, you're cutting interest rate. So when interest rate goes down, stock market goes up. That would also mean ringgit will still hold its ground depending how much cutoff that we see. Now later on I'll have a slide on the Malaysian ringgit and the US dollar. I'll talk about that one. So Kamala policies generally to align with the Democratic agenda of minimum wages, healthcare, in education, infrastructure, and also government regulation, which means they are big in terms of the spending of the governments. So there will be a lot more initiative by the government to spend. So infrastructures, those journey and infrastructure has done well. If you look back what we have seen from the Biden administration in the last four years, with 1 year, the exception of year 2022, where we have the Russian-Ukraine war, where inflation was very, very high, and you have, that was the year that a lot of people pulled back in their spendings, and you saw the market actually crash. Will we get that for 2025 onwards? Right now, my assumption will be pretty much unless the inflation is out of control, you will see likelihood the market continue to go uptrend from here. Now, of course, between the two economic plan, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, Donald Trump generally favored tax cut, which has always been their number one forte. You know, tax cut. Everybody is just tax cut and try to bring and increase tariff. All right, so bringing in tariff will definitely hurt the US economy. We've seen that in 2018 when President Trump came in, right, and imposed tariff with China, which is still ongoing even though Biden has not lifted it. That has made the US stock actually drop minus 2%, and you also see the KLCI also impacted on that one. So when he comes in, Donald Trump will give a lot of tariff. That kind of extra tax will be passed on to consumer, despite what it says it's supposed to protect local jobs. I think everyone will end up suffering. And also, in a way, many of the country, including Malaysia, who export to US will definitely be impacted. Good evening, Nora. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your support. All right. And so Kamala Harris tend to invest back into the families, investing back to the American manufacturing in here, and I'll talk about the first home buyer and also new businesses. So that will benefit a lot of the small businesses in here, but we have to see how much of the impact that this will have on the corporate side. All right, now like it or not, the technology sector, which we have seen, Nvidia, TSM, they pretty much move on the global demand and supply for their chips. All right, and so we have seen the generative AI in here has taken off since November 2023. It's almost been 1.5 years, and the momentum hasn't stopped with Taiwan Semiconductor last week came out showing a stronger 36% year-on-year growth. So that has propelled many of the tech stock continue to go high, and you also seen Nvidia hitting another old high that it had back in July. So going forward, that's going to be very positive with the market. Now, if you look back in terms of the yearly S&P 500 return between the Democrat and Republican, they're both parties are very, very close. All right, the fact that all of them are moving upwards is just that Democrat do slightly better only, maybe 2 to 3% better only. Now, why is this? Is because it's not much of the policy, but it is because of the what we call the competitive edge of the American industry, that we dominance in terms of the software, the military, as well as patent AI too. So this kind of thing. No doubt China is coming back. We know they have more patent in here, but we cannot deny the fact that China now is embroiled in the property bust or property slump, which has tied many of the spending behavior by the Chinese, not willing to spend money, and as such that they also slump. Now, of course, you all also heard, I think 2-3 weeks ago, the Chinese PBOC, the Central Bank of China, stimulated the stock market by pumping, I think, couple of billions dollars to prop up the thing, and also even Hong Kong market are doing very similar initiative to prop up the Hang Seng. In just that 1 week, the Hang Seng went up by 13%, because early on the year it was only about 6 or 7% up. Then with the putting fuel to the stock market by holding some sort of level in here, the market actually went back. But not that since then, the market has pulled back just before the golden holiday that we've seen in China. So right now, China, I will share with you later the year-to-date return, what has happened in here. So definitely from here, the very similar picture, both of them in here still pointing. Now, in terms of valuation of the S&P 500, why I spoke of it, why I believe that the US can go higher. Now, if you look back on the left hand side, the double top was year 2000, where we have the dot-com bubble. The dot-com bubble, where the market hits up almost were around 45 to 48 PE ratio. Right now we were still below 30, around 28, 27. So it is still shy of what we had. So that's why. And also I did heard that almost 75% to 80% of the companies that reported earnings has beaten market expectation. So that is very, very positive. 75 to 80% have beaten market expectation. So this would only fuel the market rally. It's just that the rally has gone up very high this year for almost 23%. Right now, of course, for many of people who are fear to buy and they wanted the market to go up, to me that is always playing a loser's game. Right? Remember, FOMO. fear of missing out will make you poorer. Now, why I say this? Because this is first level thinking. There's such thing with what we call first level thinking and second level thinking. VSA, volume spread analysis, detecting smart money, is second level thinking, which is you think through what people normally think. The first level of thinking is that, hey, I better wait for the market to go higher, then only buy. But guess what? Usually if you buy that, the first level thinking, that will get you into a lot of trouble. The second level of thinking is that, wow, the market has not gone up yet. Before it, this is where you want to be getting in. So my suggestion to you is to evaluate what we call the first level thinking versus the second level thinking in here. And you can Google that. That is actually very strong. I do find that many people tend to make poor judgment in investment is because they can't think critically in terms of it, and many people tend to like to follow influencer, follow all those. But right now you can follow me because I'm a licensed individual in here. As I said before, a lot of my comments are based on facts, and a lot of our buy call, sell call are based on Pentagon Guider, which many of you are very familiar with that. I feel that I'm one of the few licensed representative of CMSR that is not tied to the investment banks out there, independent, to speak to you, right, on this issue, how to mobilize your investment and trading. Now, if you look back on the S&P PE ratio, right, in year where we have the magnificent, now is magnificent 7. That time was the tech boom, right? Remember in 2020 where we have the COVID, we were in lockdown, everybody had to buy some sort of iPad or extra computers, laptop, and people really spent a lot of money at that time. So you could see the PE actually went up to about 40, right? 40. So then the market came out from the COVID, and we saw the Russian-Ukraine war, which is still ongoing, but pretty much everything is being priced in right now, and the market now is moving higher. So this is always been this market in here, but like what I said just now, 25 to 30% of the company has beat market expectations, so which means the PE ratio will able to stabilize right now, because every time when PE ratio go higher, like what you see up there, that is usually people were equipped to very expensive, very pricey evaluation, and then when things are expensive, what happened? They will fall down, right? Fall back down, just like what we've seen with the property prices in China, which is way maybe 15 to 17 times above the average income of an average Chinese person earning. Now you can see they're falling back down in here. All right, so will the market crash if Kamala Harris were to win, or if Trump were to win? As I said before, the answer is definitely a no, right? So what we have seen here, whether whichever in this is something I shared with you last week already, whoever is winning, whether it is a Democrat nominees or Republican nominees, the stock market will generally go up in the months, okay, in the months and days in here. So you can see the average, the purple color. All right, the purple color, that one. Okay, let me just bring up my mouse here. This is the purple color. Yeah, that's the one is with the exception of 2008 where we have the financial crisis. The financial crisis, the GFC, where we have the toxic what do you call it? Obligation CDO. I can't remember what the CDO stand for. The toxic bond, all right, where many people buy up and the property crash, and very similar what we're seeing also in China. So all things is pointing to upside. Now let's talk about the US debt level. Now many people talk about the concern in terms of the debt, right? With the debt that we are seeing in US now, which is almost clocking 35.5 trillion, will US run out of money? Like it or not, they are still working on what we call the theory is monetary. There's a term they call it monetary MPT, monetary policy theory, which means US will continue to print money forever because there's a huge demand of the US dollar. So of course we can see BRICS coming in to try to shake this dominance of the US dollar in here but so far it has been widely unsuccessful because the money that has been circulated for the US dollar is far exceeding from any of the other currency, which is the Chinese yuan or the Russian ruble, which is almost non-existent. Definitely you have the more popular European euro and the Japanese yen, which always been the second currency as a bucket, and also not to forget the Singapore dollar. So what this also means, if you look back on the Trump presidential that you see on the left hand side, it is still going to go up. He came in and inherited from Obama around the 19 trillion, right? And it's pushed it up to about 26.5 trillion. And what happened is Kamala Harris also pushed it up from Biden, pushed up from 27 million to right now to 35 million. And also one of the reasons why you see the shaded area there is because of the recession. So with the recession in there, more money is printed out, and that's why you see Trump actually, push up the US debt level in here. Now with the Biden and Harris campaign that we see a lot of the infrastructure, this is again going to be shooting up too. So I wouldn't worry so much, because like it or not, the demand for the US dollar is always going to be there, and as such that the debt level is still going to be high. It's not very similar to a personal loan, where you continue to go on debt, not able to have what we call a current account surplus, right? Instead of running on a deficit. US doesn't work in that way. So if you look back on the year-to-date return so far that we've seen in the Asian market, Hang Seng, as I said before, the last 2 or 3 weeks before the market slightly dropped, went up by almost 11%, which the one that you see on the top side here, right? The China market has came in, and they are one of the top performer compared to what we've seen for the KLCI, which has been like this since September, since August. The market hasn't moved sideways much, but I will share with you later on about the US dollar and here. So what we have seen in the Goldman Sachs, let me just move this up, right, says that the surging market will advance another 20%. That was on 7 October. So as soon as it says it, as I said before, this is what I talk about, the second level thinking, right? Second level thinking will be, if Goldman Sachs tell you that the Chinese stock will advance another 20%, it simply means that they're going to take profit. First level thinking is that if you see this news headline, you'll definitely go and buy, right? So if you buy somewhere around here in October, guess what? You cannot hold the stock, and then the market crash upon you, which is from 23,000 back to around 21,000. That's almost a 10% drop from where we have. The market did went up to around 35% over, but now settled down around 23%. So always enhance yourself by using second level thinking. Now second level thinking comes a lot from listening to facts, knowing what is important, knowing some of the theory, and doing a balance of the pro and cons. So this is something that I developed over the years, and basically they actually have a term for it called second level thinking. All right, so that is what. Now the year-to-date return so far on the Dow Jones has been impressive. You can see Dow is up 13%. S&P 500 about 22%, and Nasdaq 23%. Wow, FTSE is only up 7%. Now let's take a look at our Bursa and also sector. Our sector, big disappointment has been still the technology, which did not correspond to the same move that we see in the US, right? So I think partly one of the reason or theory I have is because of our ringgit. Somehow our ringgit are tied to the Chinese yuan. As the Chinese yuan strengthen, our stock market do better. Now that our ringgit has weakened back to 4.35, you may not know this. A lot of news that you hear out there are still saying that our ringgit has strengthened. No, our ringgit has already weakened already. Check out the trading view of the US dollar, but never mind, I'll show you this one in here. All right, let's take a look at some of these stocks. You can see weeks last week when we hit high, VIX is a fear index. The higher the number, the more likely the market will crash. And why this is important, and every time when you hit this 30-point mark, this is where a lot of fear, and it did hit 21, but it didn't go to the 30, 32, right? That was the global sell-off that we've seen in the early August. So that was a big one in here. But since then, you notice, let me just bring out the trading view chart, and I'll switch on to VIX for you, okay? VI. So if you look at the VIX right now, right, and it is from the 22 right now to 18, right? As it go lower to about 10 or 15, that's where the market will break. But I do think that there is some sort of a support here going into next week, November 5th. The VIX will spike up again, going back to around 22. Right, because we will see this kind of volatility coming in, and this is where be ready for it, right? This week's is not going to go right now because we still got another one Tuesday, another Tuesday, two more Tuesday to go, right? So this market is just going to hover sideways, go up a bit, go down a bit. Other than that, it's not. Now on the right hand side is the Chinese US dollar to Malaysia ringgit, which actually correspond to the Chinese one. Right now you can see the ringgit is beginning to 4.34. So but we do have some sort of support here around 4.38. I think once it hit 4.4, it will strengthen again. One of the reason why is because the November interest rate cut, the 25 basis interest rate cut, the market likely to fall back. How much it will fall back? I think can fall back to 4.2, 4.5 over here. All right, so this is where we are looking at. So let's take a look at our KLCI right now. Okay. So you can see our KLCI really not going anywhere. And if you look at the small cap stock, which generally I do have and trade them, and it's really been a real disappointment, right? You can see after the global sell-off that we've seen in August, the market sort of, kept quiet. You can see it hit a high on 13 August, but since then has broken back to below 200-day moving average, and that is why many of our KLCI stock couldn't do anywhere, all like mati keras, okay? And the Bursa, just on those few stocks are hanging on. This is partly also we've seen a bit of upside on the construction and also on the property sector play due to the continued display of news recycling. A lot of the news, data center, construction, ERCR project, HSR project. So those recycling of the news continue to be on the media, on the newspaper, which hold what we see today, right? Again, going to second level thinking. Second level thinking is important to see beyond what is stated on people's mind, okay? So we use the second level thinking here, not the first level thinking, right? First level thinking is like, hey, buy more YTL power, and guess what? The market actually gone lower. So here you can see the small cap stocks is not going anywhere, as such that our market will continue. Now let's look at Dow Jones, okay, which I want to paint a different picture now. Dow Jones is YM1. Now Dow Jones, if you look at our VSA 360, this itself are showing the market continue to move higher. The automatic trend follow is up, but we have 3-day of pullback here, so which is normal. Now if you do see a big sell-off, I'm not surprised it is, because as we are getting closer and closer to the November 5th, market will be volatile. Now we have seen just now VIX is holding up at 18, support at 18, which means it can break up. If it does break back up, Dow will break back down, but it's not going to turn and go all the way down. So this minor pullback will give you ample time for you to really take up new stock of your US. Now, if you're not in the US market yet, I suggest you get in using the Smart Robi apps that we have. It is only 9 ringgit 90 cent per month for 1 month usage, and it definitely puts you the kind of education that you need. And right now we also have ETF. Check out the ETF in the on the Smart Robi. Just type ETF, you'll see a whole bunch of ETF stock has actually come up a lot into. Okay, any questions so far? The audience, hope I've not bored you with a lot of macroeconomics, because it's very important that you understand these facts, then you can handle the incoming next week, what's going to happen too, right? So next one, you look at S&P 500. Okay, so S&P 500, again, very similar picture what we've seen. They're like brother lah. Okay, S&P 500, you got an upthrust weakness coming in here. The market started to move back down. Here, there's nothing in here. So we'll see what's going to happen. So next we have is the Nasdaq. So NQ. So Nasdaq looking again because of the strong performance from TSM last week that propelled the technology sector. So today is just hovering there, right, waiting for some good news, but it can't break out, right, because of the November 5th election. At the same time, they are also trying to price in the 25 basis point cut on November. So this is just going to be moving slowly here. No major sell-off is actually a good news, right? And then finally, we move ourselves to Hang Seng. Okay, so Hang Seng, I think I shared with you earlier on, all right, using second level thinking, which is the smart money thinking, right? Where is the smart money distributing? This is where it is. It's just another way of saying in here at 23,000, and then if you draw this from here to here, that's almost that here. It's about 10% drop. This itself is a big sell-off in here. If you bought it over here, again using first level thinking, dumb money, you will get it all over here. All right, so going forward, I'll use the first level thinking and second level thinking. This is something that I pick up over there. Now this is the ringgit correlated to Chinese yuan. So I'm just going to share with you here. So first I'll put in the USD versus Chinese yuan. So you can see from here, right? Yeah. So all this, and then we put the US dollar, Malaysia ringgit. So if you put it side by side, you will notice this big drop, right? You see the dotted line, right? They all follow the same one, right? Now, one thing I want to share with you now, all right, that we know the Chinese yuan is correlated to that, but it also correlates to here. So as soon as the market strengthened on the 5th of August, okay, you can see here, this is a big market drop, right? Then the market recover, ringgit continued to strengthen right here, 4.3, 4.2. As it strengthened, you could see, as I move the dotted line, the dotted vertical line, lower and lower here, you can see, right? Lower means the US dollar is weakening, the ringgit is strengthening. You can see the market goes up. Then it hit the peak here, okay? Right, that was the lowest point, okay, in terms of 4.3. Then it hover back. As the market go even lower and lower, the market go higher, right? Higher and higher. And then all of a sudden, this day, we saw the surge in the US dollar. Means ringgit is weakening. So as soon as the ringgit weaken, right, see the stock market go down, turn red pentagon some more. So right now, you can see ringgit is weakening. So ringgit weakening, market cannot go up. Sangkot. So our KLCI is going to sangkot until next Tuesday. I do not know what kind of things going to happen. Right now, don't be over pessimistic that the KLCI can go higher. Foreign fund is just going to buy a little bit, don't buy a little bit. Check out the VSA 360 if you are not subscribing to it. I think that will tell you the foreign funds are whether buying or not. So that's my conclusion, right? In terms of how much we are influenced by the ringgit strengthening, which moved the stock market, with now ringgit weakening, the likelihood of our KLCI breaking higher becomes lower and lower. This is just a correlation that I see often and often again, right? That does not determine the ongoing, because usually relationship like this always tie back to some big boys, again, using second level thinking. All right, you can see here, and then finally the market breaks up. All right, interest rate, I think I'll talk about that one. This one I'll talk about it here. So let's look at some of the stocks. I won't talk about the US market, so I've given you a good perspective. So anything that you have, you might want to use the TradingView or Smart Worry for US to pick some of the stocks. It's actually a good time to be buying. So this evening we are looking at, let's take a look at some of the stocks that pops up in our Pentagon Guider buy call sheet here. All right, first one is Westport. Okay. Now, if you have any stocks that you want me to look at, feel free to pencil those in there. Right, I'm happy to. So you can see from here, Pentagon Guider turned green. All right. So this is finally after been so long. Okay, and you can see it turning green over here. All right, so that's a good one. So the buy call is as long as below 430, it's good, and target profit 434 and 447. Not much, just like the old high here, okay? I think it can go up to this much. If you want to keep this for a long term, this is maybe a good spot to be buying, but if you're trading, that's where we are looking at. All right. Next, we have TESS. Offshore. Now, TESS offshore also turned green, Pentagon. You can see from here, okay? Turn green, Pentagon. Just turn green, Pentagon here, was red, a good support in here. Profit target is 68. Okay, 66 buy below 67 cents, right? 68 and 69.50 in here. Stop loss is 62.5. Okay. Right, next one we have also is Supermax. Okay. Now a lot been said about the rubber glove industry. I think many are only saying that the bad news is already behind, and partly this is due to the Chinese rubber glove maker being hit with tariff or sanction. Now here there was a big move on 1%, but again, every time when there is a move, you will see sellers coming in to sell. So right now this Supermax is at stop loss at 83 cents, right, which is just about here. Today is down 1.76%. So we're all going to be looking at what's happening tomorrow. All right, PLB. We can also look at the Pine Pack. All right, Pine Pack, we have one move up a lot, but this one in here, you can see Pine Pack. We have to see what kind of okay, market cap is a very small market cap, around 45 million. Maybe not worthwhile to look at it either. Okay. Okay, anything else? Magna, let's take a look at Magna too. So Magna Prima, which is a TV Tiga. So it's been up about 64 cents here. Okay, so it's been hovering there, and let's look at Magna Prima, which is 275 million. So it's a small cap stocks. Okay, hasn't made money yet. TV Tiga operator, unfortunately it is. So that is Magna. Profit target is at 73 cents, and cut loss is at 60 cents. So below 675 is worthwhile to be buying. Okay, there are more of this stuff, but I just want to go through those with you tonight. So the emotion on the market right now is a lot of fear, as I said before, uncertainty until we see the conclusion of the nominees, but likelihood there will be some challenge to the election result on the November 6th night. So be prepared for that. As I said before, in here, all uncertainty here. But the fact is, if you look back on the KLCI, we are still in the stage 3. If we break below the 1640, then it will be a stage 4. But right now, the KLCI is 1630. Nasdaq is looking somewhere in stage 1 reaccumulation. All right. Now remember, right, Pentagon Guider using second level thinking, right? So summary, the KLCI is still some room to go up, not much. That will pretty much depend on the aftermath of the election surge, right? Stick to using Pentagon Guider as a guide here, use the Smart Roby in here, and trade to the US market, right, in here. Now that's all we have for tonight. Any question and comment or any stocks that you want me to look at, feel free to pencil those in there, right? And join our VSA 360 premium membership. Okay, more to be in that, and our CV4 will continue. So don't forget to join our Telegram chat group in here for all our stock market information. With that, I conclude for tonight, and hope to see you Remember, our Friday breakfast show has been cancelled because I want to do less and spend a bit more time on the other matters, other business engagements. Ever since we got a license, there are other commitments we need to do. So my time spent with you will still be on Monday and Wednesday. Monday on breakfast show, on the Robbie US and Robbie Malaysia, as well as on Wednesday night, we'll pretty much update you on the macroeconomics as well as the VSA 360. So that's all we have for tonight. Thank you for coming. I'll see you next Monday, I suppose.